Yo. Yo, what's up, everybody? Where are my people? Yeah, I'm going live again today. I'm going live again. I'm going live again. Let's get into it. I'm going to be doing a lot more teaching today on this live. I'm going to be doing a lot more teaching on this live. Why isn't it showing me? We both Scorpios. What's up, Justin? What's up, everybody? Today is going to be exciting. I already went live today, but today's live is going to be a little bit more about personal magnetism. Okay? I'm excited to talk about this. What's up, Empress? I'm excited to talk about this. And yeah, I have so much information. Like, I'm letting y'all know now. Today's information, it's so much information that you want to have a notebook for today's live. You want a notebook. You want a notebook. Let me go ahead and record a video. If I was you, I would join this live right now because we are talking about the psychology and the science of personal magnetism. What makes the most people attractive and charismatic? Click the live to learn how. If I was you, I would join this live right now. Yep, how to be magnetic. The psychology and the science of personal magnetism. And my thing is, a lot of y'all been hearing about me talking about magnetism, but what I am going to teach today, I haven't really taught before. So that's why I'm telling y'all, like, today is gonna be very different. So let me go ahead and post this. I want everybody to see this. You hear me? I want everybody. I got the soundboard right here. I was relating to what you said earlier. All right. We getting in there. We getting in there. We getting in there. We getting in there. I'm just promoting it before we get started. Everybody get their motherfucking notebooks out. Because trust me, there's no way you're going to remember what I'm about to teach. Like, I promise you, there's no way you're going to remember what I have to teach. So I'm telling you right now, if I was you, I would get that motherfucking notebook. If I was you, I'd get that motherfucking notebook. All right? If I was you, I would get that motherfucking notebook. I got my tea, so a bitch is overly hydrated. Overly hydrated. How to get better or stop feeling not enough. This live is gonna tell you. But I need everybody right now to, number one, run up the likes on this live and to share this with a couple of people who you feel like need this information. I'm putting on some royal essence today. This is called Oriana. Putting on some royal essence today. A little bit of that. Royal essence. They knew what they was doing by naming it Oriana. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right. Let's get into it. Welcome. Let's record. Let's record. Ready? 3, 2. Welcome to the live. Welcome to wherever you are watching this at. I am recording this on 11/11, so you already know that it's going to be special. Today's live is about personal magnetism, and today's live is also about how to elevate yourself, how to become more magnetic, how to become more charismatic, how to become more attractive, how to manifest more money. You know, a lot of people don't realize that magnetism isn't always about attraction. There's a difference of magnetism and attraction. Magnetism is actually a study of energy. And it's not just any energy. It's the energy that emanates off of people. You know, there's a lot of talk going around with Michael Jackson and his new documentary. And I think it's so perfect with the energy right now. We're in Scorpio season. It's a double 11 day. Well, it's 11/11. It's an 11 month. It's an 11 day. You get what I'm saying? And 11 is one of the best numbers when it comes to magnetism. Michael Jackson was actually born on the 29th. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Also, people like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are also 11 life paths. So if you are born on the 11th, if you are born on the 2nd, if you are born on the 29th, if you are born on the 20th, then you understand this energy. Now, let me ask some of y'all. How many of y'all was feeling emotional today? That could be good or bad, but how many of y'all were in your feelings today? How many of y'all was in y'all feelings today? How many of y'all cried today? How many of y'all was feeling the emotions today? Even if you didn't cry over something sad, you were feeling. Maybe you were feeling irritable. You were feeling just now, Pierre. Kiana said yesterday, Justin. Okay, cool. And Toisha said intense. Underdog said happy as hell today. That's good. That's another emotion, but that's good. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Are y'all ready for me to get in this bitch? Are y'all ready? Should I get started? Should I get started? Are y'all ready? Are you ready? All right, y'all ready? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here we go. So let's get started. I had to write a report for this. This is actually going to be in my mystery school. So if you guys want this whole report that I'm about to do, make sure you guys join the mystery school. All right? And you can DM me. All right. So the science and strategy of personal magnetism. If you see me looking here, I am looking at my other screen. Okay. So energy, emotion, presence, and power. Energy, emotion, presence, and power. I want you to remember those words. Every day you move through the world broadcasting a frequency that speaks long before you do. A lot of people, they fail to realize that you are felt way before you are seen. You are felt way before you're heard. Some people's electromagnetic field is so big, it can be felt before they even walk in the door. This is why some of you guys, when your mom gets home, you don't hear anything, but you just know she's home. It's because new energy has just entered the space. This is why some of y'all can feel when someone is looking at you. You can feel when somebody's talking about you. You can feel things that are not exactly being spoken to you. Why is that? Because of energy. A lot of y'all have to understand, just because it can't be seen doesn't mean it's not real. So every day you move through the world broadcasting a frequency that speaks long before you do. Energy is your first language. Emotion is your signal strength. Presence is your atmosphere. Einstein revealed that everything is organized energy. Thank you for the gift. Your aura is the emotional physics of your nervous system, not a spiritual metaphor. You see, everybody is using this word aura, 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 aura. But a lot of people are not actually understanding where aura comes from. Aura comes from your electromagnetic field. That's what your aura is. Aura was actually a spiritual thing, but now it has become a social thing. So it just goes to show, even when people are purposely trying to be ignorant, they can't even stray away from the truth. Thank you for the gift, Toisha. Thank you for the gift, Phoenix. So, most people project chaotic electricity. Their emotions scatter, their thoughts flood, their energy leaks. That is why their presence feels light, forgettable, or easily ignored. You ever hung around somebody who's just always irritable? You ever hung around somebody who's just always annoyed? You ever hung around somebody whose energy was so strong that when they were in a negative mood, you felt it up against your chest, just like how when you're listening to music and the bass hits up against you? The same way that you can hear, the same way that you can feel sound frequencies is the same way that you can feel other people's energy. Drop some emojis if this is resonating. Drop some emojis if this is resonating, okay? So, magnetic individuals operate differently. Their emotions obey them. Their nervous system is coherent. Their presence feels dense, steady, and intentional. Humans respond instinctively to emotional density. What that means is that when you have emotional intelligence, a lot of times you don't leak your emotional energy. A lot of times you use that emotional energy and you put it into something. This is why Scorpios are water signs. This is why 11/11 is in the Scorpio year. The season of Scorpio. And the reason why is because Scorpios don't just sit in emotions. They cannot just sit with them. They have to transmute them. That's literally what they're known for, transformation. There's a reason why the sign of transformation is an emotional one. There's a reason why the sign of transformation is an emotional one. And that's why somebody brought up Pisces. Pisces are really good at manifesting. Why is that? Because emotions are energy in motion. Okay? So, humans respond instinctively to emotional density. It is a biological reaction, not a personality preference. What that means is that it is scientific, it is chemical, it is biological to feel energetically safe, to feel attracted to people who are emotionally in control. So if you were feeling emotional today, it's because you were at the whim of today's energy and you weren't harnessing today's energy. You were being controlled about today's energy. What were you saying about Scorpios? The live was lagging. I was saying that Scorpios, they are the emotional sign. They are an emotional sign, and they are the sign of transformation. And this is why Scorpios are so good at controlling their emotions sometimes, because they're the sign of alchemizing. They don't like to just sit with their emotions. They like to use it as fuel. And that's why 11/11 is in Scorpio season. Okay? So, I'll talk to y'all about Leo and everything. I told y'all, all that type of stuff, just wait, okay? So, look at Michael Jordan. He projected inevitability. His energy felt like a pressure system. People feared the gravity he carried before he said a word. Why was Michael Jordan so powerful? Why did he have such a cult-like fan base? Number one, he's an Aquarius, the 11th sign, and he's also an 11 life path. So what that meant is that when Michael felt something, he felt it deeply. And because he felt it deeply, he had no choice but to move on it. Some of y'all feel deeply and then you become a victim to the emotions. And I'm closing my eyes because I feel it. Look at Kobe Bryant. His silence was sharp. His focus was surgical. His emotional field was so controlled that people around him adjusted without realizing it. Kobe Bryant was also an 11 life path. And his love, which is another emotion, his love for the game was felt every time he played. Which is why when he passed away, so many people were hurt. You see, he was an enemy when he wasn't retired, when he was in the NBA. But when he passed, the reason why people felt him so much was because they felt their own passion in him. And I still get emotional just thinking about it. So, look at Michael Jackson. His stillness created shockwaves. His tension pulled entire stadiums into psychological suspension. And what y'all have to understand is Michael Jackson was very strategic. When Michael Jackson would sit there and not move, it was because he said it was called the sizzle. That's what he called it. He said you have to let it sizzle. And when you think about it, sizzling is basically you have to stay still and allow the energy to ruminate. Allow the energy to cook. Allow them to feel you. That is the core truth. Magnetism is emotional electricity shaped with intention. Now, let me ask you, doesn't this sound like the process of manifestation? See, I think a lot of y'all think that when I talk about magnetism, I'm just talking about attraction. But there's a reason why it's called the law of attraction. Because you have to become attracted to the thing that you're manifesting, whether it be money. And guess what? The way that you attract the opposite sex tends to be the very way that you attract opportunities, tends to be the very way that you attract money. I always tell men, money is a woman. Money is a woman. You don't go after a woman like, hey, yo! You don't do that. There's a finesse to it. There's an aura to it. There's a strategy to it. When your emotions scatter, your aura weakens. When your emotions harmonize, your aura strengthens. Your nervous system becomes a transmitter the environment responds to. There's a reason why it's called nervous system. The system, your system, the system. Remember, system is connected to the foundation of you. So you have to wire your nervous system to the thing that you want. Your nervous system is the foundation to everything. Because if you operate from fight or flight, everything you do will be in fight or flight. If you operate from abundance, if you operate from gratitude, everything you do will have that touch. And when you are always in fight or flight, it shows you have no trust. It shows you have no faith. It shows you're not connected to God. It shows that you don't have no connection to your higher self. It shows that you are in fear. You are basically living as just a human and not a spirit. Because spirit has a level of intelligence that is beyond this vessel. So, now let's get into the deeper layer of this. What I need you to understand is that meditation is the training ground for magnetism. You see, a lot of y'all think meditation is just some Zen shit. Let's just meditate and get Zen and Om. When actually meditation is like configuration for your system. Meditation is like when you recalibrate your system. You ever had a tool or some technology that needs to be balanced and you have to recalibrate it? Or when you do when you get a new phone, when you get a new game, a new screen, you have to calibrate it? That's exactly what you have to do to your nervous system. Okay? So this is where neuroscience and Joe Dispenza's work come in. And I'm using Joe Dispenza because Joe Dispenza is one of the most popular people that actually teaches the science behind quantum mechanics. And I use a lot of that science and neuroscience to help me understand manifestation and magnetism. So, meditation forces the brain to downshift out of survival mode. If you have been feeling broke, if you have been feeling lack, you need this. You need this. Because the only reason you're feeling broke and lack is because that is what you have been wired. All of the stress of not being able to pay certain bills have become a habit. You have made it a habit to be broke. So you have been choosing to be broke because you've been operating from brokenness. Okay? Most people live in high beta brain waves, which create scattered thoughts, emotional reactivity, and weak presence. A scattered brain creates a scattered aura. This is why most people, when they say what makes people successful, focus. Focus. And guess how you learn how to focus? Through meditation, because the art and the practice of meditation, when you find yourself losing presence, you bring yourself back. That teaches you how to focus. Every time a distraction comes, you always bring yourself back. It's okay that you get distracted sometimes, but how fast do you bring yourself back? You cannot make money with no focus. You can't get bitches with no focus. You can't get niggas with no focus. You can't get nothing with no focus. You can't get nothing. You need to be able to focus. And the fact that when somebody's talking to you, you can't even hold a conversation with one person is why you're not magnetic. You cannot even sit there and focus and listen to somebody. Can you even look at somebody in the eyes and lock in and focus without going here? You know, you think that's subtle. You think that's subtle when you go here from looking at this person's eyes. But every time you do this when somebody's talking, they feel like you're not listening. They feel like your attention is somewhere else. That's why some of y'all ask me, what am I looking at? Because you don't feel me here. There's a reason. And as a Scorpio, one of the most seductive signs, eye contact is how we dominate. So trust me, there is also a neuroscience. My problem is after a season of isolation, I no longer desire to be around. And guess what? That is the foundation. Because if you cannot walk away, you're not going to be magnetic. That means that you have found such self-love within yourself that you don't need anybody else's company. And when you're operating from that, it's easier to walk away from people because you know, I'm cool by myself. Now you have the power because you don't need them. You get what I'm saying? So you've already built your foundation of magnetism with just that aspect, because that's called self-love. That's called being okay with just yourself. So I'm glad you would be perfect for magnetism. Okay? So look, meditation shifts you into alpha and theta. Meditation shifts you into alpha and theta. You see, this is not just, how to get niggas, how to get bitch. Bitch, this is a science. And I'm very particular about this. My Venus is in Virgo, so when I love something, I get very analytical. And my love language is building people up. So, let's get into it. The meditation shifts you into alpha and theta. These states create coherence between the prefrontal cortex, the limbic system, and the body. Coherence is the birthplace of magnetism, because when the head and heart is not in alignment, you are not in alignment. And I just had some cacao in this tea. And I wanted to make sure before I even got on this live, I wanted to have an open heart chakra, because that is truly where magnetism comes from. Being in love nature. I did a meditation before this, because if you cannot speak love, you cannot speak magnetism, you cannot speak the language of people, you cannot move people. If you are not operating at a frequency that makes people want to hug you, that makes people be like, oh man, I just love you. I just went to my first cacao ceremony. That's amazing. Cacao is such a beautiful heart opener. If you guys have not taken cacao or tried it, please start adding cacao to your regimen, okay? So, Joe Dispenza explains it clearly. When the mind and body synchronize, the electromagnetic field around you strengthens and becomes more organized. And what you have to understand is this is physics. This is why, for me, I haven't had to seek anything out. I've created such a large electromagnetic field that things fall into my lap. And I'm letting you know right now, this right here can change your whole life. Because this is the basics of human connection. If some of y'all feel like people don't see you, if you feel like you're ignored, if you feel like your product's not selling, if you feel like your business not doing well, if you feel like your video's not doing well, if you feel like people aren't respecting you, if you feel like you're not getting the love that you deserve, it's not because of the outside world. And I'm sorry to tell you that, because you have nothing else to blame. It's simply your energy. It's not that you're underqualified. It's not that you're not good enough. A lot of times, hell, it don't have anything to do with your talent. Your talent is just extra. It's like having a great personality and you're rich. Talent is like being rich. It's extra. So I'm telling you right now, a lot of y'all think you're not talented enough, when in reality, you're not using your heart enough. You're not stabilizing yourself enough. You're not loving yourself enough. And you need change. See, the difference between you and some of the most successful people is that they understand this, whether it be subconsciously or consciously. And some of y'all, you might have to teach yourself how to do this. Some people naturally have it. And some of y'all may be looking at me and like, well, Ori, how did you do it? I've been talking in front of a camera for over 12, 13 years. I have too many hours under my belt. Also, your birthday plays a part, okay? So, What you have to understand is that your heart produces the strongest electromagnetic field in your body. Your emotions modulate this field in real time. Your thoughts direct it. Meditation stabilizes the heart brain connection that controls this field. Somebody said it's not just a 4K camera. You're hilarious. Okay? So a regulated nervous system becomes a powerful transmitter. It's almost like when your Wi-Fi is down versus when your Wi-Fi is up, thriving, and you add a Wi-Fi booster to it. Okay? So a regulated nervous system becomes a powerful transmitter. A dysregulated nervous system becomes static and noise. It becomes static and noise. Baby, let me tell you something. If you can master what I'm about to teach you, I haven't even gotten to the neuroscience of eye contact. There are certain things that you can do that psychologically will make people feel more connected to you. Like number one, listening. Some of you guys are terrible listeners. And what you guys have to understand is that what you do, what you say, how you act, and your emotions say a lot about how you think. So when I find somebody who doesn't know how to listen, what that tells me is that they are so needy for validation that they have to be the one talking. They need to feel like everybody's paying attention to them without realizing that what makes you magnetic is doing what most people don't do, which is listening. Because when people feel heard, they feel loved, they feel understood. That's a level of intimacy. So if you can actually not just hear, but listen to people and repeat some of the things back to them, they will feel a level of intimacy that they probably, like, you have to understand, if somebody as a child was ignored and you're listening to them, you've already won them over so much because you're already doing what 98% of people are not doing for them. And then you will be surprised at how heard you get because you're saying a little bit less. So then your words start to have more weight. And then people start to feel like, you know what, enough about me. Let's talk about you. And they start to feel a little bit bad, and then they genuinely become interested. So if you feel like people aren't listening to you, it's because you're not listening. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? Now let's continue, all right? So meditation trains the body to obey the mind. You see, some of y'all, when y'all get to meditate and your body itching, all of a sudden your body hungry, all of a sudden you gotta pee. You see, that's the shit I be talking about the body. The body really be acting like an animal, like a dog, like a child. And you have to tame your body. Because what some of y'all don't understand is that you have a habit of being irritable. You have a habit of being irritable. And what that means is that you being irritable every time at 5 o'clock when you get off, your body remembers it. Your body keeps the score. So then, when your body keeps the score, now it's running like clockwork. Every day at 5 o'clock, you get irritable because you have become a creature of habit, and it has become habitual for you to be a bitch. I'm trying to tell you. So what you need to do is, and y'all make sure y'all follow me if you haven't followed me yet here on TikTok or wherever you are. You need to make it a habit to be in a good frequency instead of making a habit to be irritable. Some of y'all don't even realize it. You just think it happened because of that day. No, you've been doing it for 6 months. So even when you don't go to work, you're still irritable at 5 o'clock because your body remembers it. And that's why when you do the meditations that I have, and they're in my mystery school, when you do the meditations that I have, what's going to happen is you're going to get so deep in your subconscious mind. It's going to be like going into the control panel of your mind, and your body's going to fall asleep. You're going to get into the control panel of your mind, and then you're going to be able to rewire. And you're going to feel certain pops in your body because that's where the trauma was held. When you don't work through certain emotions, it manifests as physical sickness. This is why most people that enter the hospital, 80% of their sickness was created by their psychology or their mind in stress. So imagine if your mind and emotions can create stress and sickness and kill you. Imagine when you use the positive frequency, it can make you feel alive. You see, when you really start doing the work, you're going to start feeling ecstasy. And then when you start feeling ecstasy on a daily basis, it's going to become your homeostasis. Bitch, I ain't even trying to make that rhyme, bitch. Somebody better put me on a verse, bitch. Lil Wayne, you better you hear? What are you talking about? So like I said, what I want you to do is, I want you to listen, and I want y'all to take notes, because we not even halfway there. We're not even halfway there. Okay? So let's go. Let's see. Joe Dispenza teaches us that when you rehearse your future in meditation, the brain wires itself to embody that future emotionally before it arrives. And the reason why is because you ever visualize something and it happened? A lot of times the visualization was more pleasure than the actual experience. And the reason why is because when you visualized it, you did actually experience it. You have to stop thinking that the only thing that's real is what you see, because quite frankly, what you see is more fake than what you think. The only thing that's really real is your internal mind. All of this shit is a projection. For example, there's a cold front that came, right? There's a cold front that came. I'm about to prove to you that this is a fucking matrix. And once you realize this is a matrix, you're no longer going to struggle to believe that you create your reality, right? So look, there's a strong front that came, right? I want y'all to see this. It's so cold, but why? The Great Blue Norther of November 11th, 1911 was a historic and powerful cold front that brought extreme temperature drops, severe thunderstorms, and tornadoes to the central United States. So my thing is, if even the Matrix is running on habits and code, like, think about that. What the fuck do you mean the cold front got a birthday? So what does that tell you? Are they controlling the weather, or is this just some type of false realm? Is this just some type of video game? You see, I think a lot of y'all be thinking that Truman Show in the Matrix is just a movie. But in reality, if you remember the Matrix, there was a scene when Neo was in this all white. I gotta play it. I gotta play it. I gotta play it. I gotta play it.
This is the construct. It's our...
What is a construct? Let's define it. Let's define construct, because y'all gotta understand, they leave in the codes. And this even talks about magnetism. This even talks about magnetism. Construct. Construct. So a construct is to build something. To build something, right? A construct is to build something, right? Okay, listen to this.
Loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Nigga, this where you go when you meditate. It just don't look like this. But think about it. If I wanted to show people what that part of the world looks like within your mind, how would I show it? Let's just show a blank white space. But think about it. This is where you go when you are in your meditation and you're no longer in the body, but you're somewhere mental. This is where you go. He says we can load anything we want. Training simulations, this and this and that. Remember, when people visualize themselves practicing a sport, technically, they're getting better as if they were practicing. So when you say that that's a training simulation,
Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image.
Your appearance now is what we call
Changed.
Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. Where does the residual self-image reside? In your mind. And look what he's holding, his head. You can build what you want to look like in your head. And this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. There's a reason why in the movie Matrix, they're plugging in the back of their head. There's a reason why. And it's funny because look. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, that this isn't just some like, oh, how to get cuter, how to get niggas to like you. No, bitch. I'm teaching you the anatomy of manifesting, of energy, and what it means. Okay? And this was made the year I was born. Okay? So let's continue. Back to the report. Okay? So look, Joe Dispenza teaches that when you rehearse your future in meditation, the brain wires itself to embody that future emotionally before it arrives. This creates a stronger electromagnetic signature around you. People feel the shift without knowing why. And let me tell you why. Meditation makes you magnetic because it lowers your emotional noise. It increases your energetic coherence. It strengthens your heart field. It regulates your breathing. It deepens your presence. It sharpens awareness. It quiets insecurity, because a lot of times insecurity is just some false thought that you kept entertaining. It reduces reactivity. It increases inner stillness. It stabilizes focus. It amplifies confidence. It aligns the body and the mind. A person who meditates consistently carries a different voltage. They walk slower. They speak clearer. They breathe deeper. Their gaze sharpens. Their nervous system stays stable even under stress. Nigga, that's magnetism. That's magnetism. Their stability is rare. Rarity is attractive. Attraction is influence. Influence is magnetism. And the ability to influence in this day and age will make you one of the richest people in the world. Look at Kim Kardashian. You see, a lot of people think Kim Kardashian is just stupid, or, boy, she just this horse, Kim Kardashian is a 22 life path, born on a 3-day. 2 very magnetic numbers, and she's a Libra. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you? So some of y'all looking at her thinking, oh, she just got lucky. No, it's in her birthday. And guess what? Her mom, a Scorpio. So what they do is they know how to control narratives, control perception, to make them look as magnetic as possible. They know we should walk in slower. We should wear this color. They're very intentional. A lot of y'all think these people aren't using occult magic. They are. They're using occult energy and occult magic. They know what they're doing. How can beginners start meditating? Join my mystery school. A person who meditates consistently, we talked about that. Okay, meditation turns you from a reactive being into a broadcasting force. When you don't meditate and you're taking in people's energy, that means that you have become a consumer instead of a creator. When you are reactive, you are consuming. You're allowing the external world to create through you. But when you are still, you are choosing what emotion you're going to emit. And when you are choosing what emotion you're going to emit, you are creating. Some of y'all allow people to get inside of your heart. And your heart is what generates your biggest, how can I say this? Your heart is what generates your biggest frequency. So when you let people into your heart, imagine what that's doing. That's tainting. That's why who you decide to love will either make you more attractive, or you're going to get fat and ugly. And your face will get round because of all the cortisol and all the stress. So being with the wrong person will actually make you more unattractive. Okay? So your energy becomes predictable in the best way. Your emotional field becomes dense. Your presence becomes unmistakable. People start to feel safer around you. People feel drawn to you. People feel influenced by you. People feel something shift inside their own nervous system in your presence. And what people don't understand is that when people start to watch you own the room, when people start to see you stand in your presence, your electromagnetic field will naturally amplify them. This is why people who are born on master number energy, they amplify other people also. If you're born on the 11th, if you're born on the 22nd, if you're a 33 life path, you amplify other people, because that's just how fucking big your energy is. You get what I'm saying? So what you have to understand is that is magnetism. When your energy is able to evolve other people, empower other people, that's why I tell people you're not really rich until you can make other people rich. You're not really powerful until you can empower other people. So what you have to understand is that when the mind quiets, the aura deepens. When the nervous system softens, the presence strengthens. When the emotional field stabilizes, the world responds differently. 5 life paths are very magnetic. Y'all are the number of attraction, good looks, okay? Y'all use sexual energy. The body begins to broadcast the version of you. Okay, wait. Meditation is how you become felt without forcing anything. It is how you become powerful without performing. It is how you step into rooms and bend the atmosphere without speaking. The body begins to broadcast the version of you the mind has chosen. Residual self-image. Let me say that one more time. The body begins. I'm looking at my TikTok right now. It was like glitching a little bit. All right. The body begins to broadcast the version of you the mind has chosen. That is the root of magnetism. That is the quiet dominance every great figure carried. They chose who they were going to be. They decided who they were going to be. They didn't wait to figure it out. And this is your chance to decide. So magnetism is coherence. Meditation is the path. Presence is the result. Magnetism is coherence. Meditation is the path. Presence is the result. Remember when I used to tell you everything is about your practice? How you show up every day. You see a lot of y'all don't have a fucking routine, and then you wonder why you scatter. You wonder why you wake up upset, because you don't do anything in the morning to let the world know this is what it's going to be today. You wake up and wait to see how the day's going to be. Listen, I don't operate like that, bitch. I fucking dominate. I tell this world what it's going to be. I dominate realities. I dominate my reality. I dominate my reality. So what y'all have to understand is that stop letting your reality dominate you. Stop waking up and wondering what the day's going to be. You're gonna wake up and say, today's that day. Today's that day. When I wake up, and let me give you guys a practice. I want to give you guys a practice. I want you to learn. When you start feeling your energy drop, and I want you to do it with me right now. Put your hand over your heart and breathe into it and send that gratitude and that love into your heart. Why are you sending love to the heart? Because you're trying to jumpstart the very thing that emanates your electromagnetic field. Make sure you guys follow me if you haven't. And yes, run up the likes on this live. Let's get this to 100,000 likes on TikTok, okay? So I want you to start doing that. Whenever you start to feel yourself dropping in frequency, I'm grateful. I'm love. I'm thankful. Yes, I'm thankful. Now, why are we using gratitude? Why are we using the heart? Why are we using? Because I'm going to read a tweet to you. I'm going to read to you one of my tweets. And it's funny because some of my tweets actually have been going viral. So here's the tweet. Here's the tweet. Let me zoom it in. The secret of being naturally magnetic is to develop your love nature so that you think love of all the world. You must possess self-control. You must at all times be above petty meanness. I know y'all niggas not there. Y'all be crashing out. You gotta stop crashing out. That shit not sexy, baby. You have to stop crashing out. It takes away from your aura. It really do. You really do. It really do. If you an Aquarius, you understand. See, Aquariuses, they the 11th sign. So Early on, they learned all that crashing out shit and all that emotional shit always bit them in the ass. Always bit them in the ass. So that's why they cope by trying to act nonchalant. That's why they cope by trying to act nonchalant. But in reality, they're some of the most emotional ones. Okay? So, let's read that again. You must possess self-control. You must at all times be above petty meanness, above irritability, above resentment and malice and gossip, Virgo. And all of the weaknesses that interfere with your highest and best development. I'm trying to tell you. You have to understand also, when you are playing sports, the moment somebody is able to get you emotional, you've lost. But if you are getting yourself emotional, but you're using the emotion to fuel you, then you're right on target. And this is something that Michael Jordan was very good at. He was an Aquarius. Michael Jordan would create fake scenarios in his head to get himself emotionally charged, 11 life path, so he could dominate. I do the same thing. I will create fake beef in my head just to get me on fire. Do you get what I'm saying? So, let's continue. All right. So now let's talk about the fact that, number one, you don't chase attention. When you trying to be the loudest in the room, it very, very seldom works for you. It does not work for you. The only time trying to get the attention in the room works is if you are naturally a person that gets attention. So if you naturally get attention without trying, when you're trying to get the attention of the room, they're not gonna feel like I don't want to give it to them because they need it. It doesn't give neediness from you. It's given, I always get attention, but right now I have something important to tell everyone. I have something important to show everybody. You gonna say, what you know about cancers? We so deep with stuff. Shake my head. Cancer rules the chest. So it's your heart. The neuroscience of eye contact. Why the eyes create instant magnetism. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. If you guys are looking to take this to the next level and you want to learn how to apply this to your life, you want the meditations that I have like 20 videos in my mystery school teaching about this. I was actually charging $280 for my magnetism class, but I actually decided I was going to make it way cheaper, and it's only $50 now because I want to give people access to it. And another thing, I know that if people can actually learn how to meditate and control their energy, we're going to stop having a lot of crash outs in this world. So if you want to join this class, DM me. Okay? Just DM me. DM me. Don't listen. I only want people who are disciplined. It's not about, oh, do you want it bad enough? Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Because you could want it and still not do what the fuck you need to do. Are you disciplined? So, the neuroscience of eye contact. Why the eyes create instant magnetism. Eye contact is not social behavior. Another thing, in the mystery school, we also teach you how to use your birthday. Okay? And we're going to get into that in the end. I'm going to tell you guys, every birthday has a different skill set when it comes to magnetism. So, for example, if you're born on the 3rd, I'm going to say this only. If you're born on the 3rd, you should be using your gift of gab. You should be using your friends. And you should also be using comedy. And also using like a childlike nature to get what you want. Okay? Not everybody needs to use that. Okay? So, let's finish. So, eye contact is not social behavior. It is neurological dominance. You see, what you have to understand is that people who are dominating, there is clues to why. And a lot of times, if you were to study their brain, you would see that the neural pathways that they have created shows lots of repetition to some of the habits that create dominance. For example, people who breathe into their decisions, who breathe into their presence. That is a habit that they've instilled within themselves that naturally creates magnetism. So, when your eyes lock with someone else's, both brains sync through a system called interpersonal neural coupling. Their nervous system literally aligns to yours for a moment. Whoever is more emotionally stable becomes the dominant frequency. Some people, when you hang around them, it feels like they take your willpower. It feels like they take your energy. It feels like you're in their world. The reason why is because they just simply had a stronger signal than you. That's it. When you got in their car, your phone connected to their Wi-Fi, not the other way around. And it's simply because their energetic signal was just running higher than yours. So, whoever is more emotionally stable becomes the dominant frequency. This is why magnetic people don't blink excessively, dart around, or flinch. Their gaze is calm, steady, intentional, never rush, never chasing. Their eye contact says, I am the stable field here. You will attune to me. And that's the thing. If you are a person who demands greatness, you don't succumb to your environment. You demand your environment succumbs to you. You demand that your environment levels up to your energy. And that's why it's very important to be careful with what environment that you're in, because it's just chemical that you're going to attract and become like it. You get what I'm saying? So, your eyes broadcast inner certainty, emotional clarity, nervous system stability, confidence without arrogance, intention without force. Joe Dispenza talks about coherence. When your heart and brain sync, eye contact becomes powerful only when you are coherent. If your energy is scattered, your eyes will betray you. Remember when I said it? Your eyes will betray you. And I want you to understand, the most wealthy field to get in is in the field of communication. Music artists, entertainers, actors, motivational speakers, life coaches, influencers. To be able to communicate is one of the most abundant fields that you can get in. And guess what? If you have a product, if you have a business, you need to learn how to communicate that. A lot of y'all don't understand that sales is 50% about the product, but it's 50% about marketing. And if you look at the word marketing, it starts with MA, just like magnetism, just like material, just like manifest, just like matrix. That's why the key to the matrix is understanding magnetism. Okay? So, if your energy is scattered, your eyes will betray you. The reason Jordan's gaze terrified players is because he didn't break it, right? And I'm going to show you an example of someone who was just in such a flow. This is what happens when you are in such a flow. Oh, that's dark as fuck. This is what happens when you are in such a flow. I'm sure you guys have seen this picture. This man was in such flow. I'm getting chills. This man was in such flow that he tried to scare him, and he did not flinch because he wasn't attuned to the other guy's energy. He was attuned to his energy. And when you're attuned to your own energy, nobody can put fear in your heart. Nobody can make you shake. Nobody can make you react to how. Nobody can control you on a string. But let me tell you something about psychology and magnetism and some of the dark psychology. And I'm going to be teaching dark psychology. I am going to be teaching dark psychology in my mystery school. If your ass decide to use it to fuck people over, that's your ass. But guess what? You're going to get karma for it. But according to dark psychology, the way to get people attached to you is you have to make them feel. Because some people don't feel things in life. So even if they're feeling pain, it's still bringing dopamine. So, the reason Jordan's gaze terrified players is because he didn't break it. Kobe used eye contact like a blade, sharp, precise, unwavering. Michael Jackson used it like a spell. Now, if you realize some of the most magnetic people, do you notice that they tend to have the most potent eyes? They tend to, look at Michael Jackson. He's not a Scorpio, but he had these eyes. And the reason why their eyes tend to just tune like that is because of what they feel. You know what I'm saying? You ever look at somebody in the eyes and you could tell that they're hurting? Because it's always in the eyes. Calm eye contact make others feel seen, feel examined, feel aroused, feel challenged, feel exposed, feel drawn in. Depending on the intention you hold, your eyes communicate your frequency. You ever looked at a cat and looked at their eyes and was just like, whoo. Like, whoo. Your eyes just made me feel uncomfortable. People feel you through your gaze before they hear you. The brain is wired to detect safety, danger, and confidence through the eyes. When your gaze slows down, the other person's heart rate adjusts. Their breathing shifts. Their posture changes. Sometimes you can make other people uncomfortable. Sometimes you can make other people submissive by being more dominant in eye contact, by being more dominant in body language. Some people, I look them in the eye so much that they start talking like this. And it's like, what's wrong? Are you afraid of connection? You get what I'm saying? All right. So, gosh, I'm almost done, y'all. I'm almost done. Okay. So now let's talk about the psychology of tension in science. And guys, the only reason why I'm going as deep as I'm going and I'm giving you this information is because I want you to understand this is what it's going to be like on the mystery school. I'm also going to be doing coaching calls in the mystery school. It's going to be coaching calls in the mystery school. So what that means is that you guys are going to be able to talk to me. Hey, what should I do? What do you think about this? You know what I'm saying? My birthday is this, and this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So, the psychology of tension and silence. This is how stillness becomes power. Also, guys, if you are on here and you want to watch this full video back, make sure you go to my YouTube, okay? Make sure you go to my YouTube. And look up Styx River, all right? Styx River, okay? So, how stillness becomes power. Most people collapse under tension. They rush, they talk too fast, they explain too much, move too quickly. They fear the space between words. Magnetic people understand that tension is currency. Sometimes you need to allow people to feel what they don't want to feel. Sometimes you need to make people feel that uncomfort. And here's an example of what I mean by this. And make sure if you haven't followed me yet here on TikTok, make sure you guys follow me. If I'm talking to somebody or I'm listening to somebody and they start talking, and then they stop. If you're patient and you're not quick to fill in that gap, you'll notice that they will fill it for you. So for example, this is what they'll do. You know, sometimes I just get really tired and then you just sit there quiet. Right? You know what they're going to say? I don't know. I think I'm tired because, and then you don't say nothing. Maybe it's da-da-da-da-da. And then after they realize that they have nothing else to say, they will invite you in. But if you realize, if you give enough silence, they will fill the space themselves. Okay? So, magnetic people understand that tension is currency. They let silence expand because they know silence is seductive, confrontational, and commanding. You ever looked somebody in the eyes with silence and felt the tension build? Silence gives energy room to breathe. It also makes your words more impactful. So if you speak, sometimes I just feel what I feel. And that's it. Some of y'all, sometimes I feel what I feel because I da-da-da-da-da. And sometimes I just da-da-da-da-da. And now you're rambling. And now you're annoying. Like, how many times do you got to say because? Do you understand you have done 5 run-on sentences? Do you understand? So, silence gives energy room to breathe. It thickens your aura. It amplifies your presence. In neuroscience, silence forces the listener's brain into anticipation mode, increasing dopamine and heightening emotional sensitivity. In neuroscience, silence forces the listener's brain into anticipation mode. Nigga, don't you think that when you understand the brain and what to do to trigger the brain to do certain things, don't you think that makes you more powerful? It puts you into now you're understand. You see, it's different when you do it and you don't know why you're doing it. But then it becomes masterful when you know exactly why you're doing it. And it becomes intentional. That's why some of y'all can say, oh, I'm already magnetic. But you don't know why. You don't know what aspect of it makes you magnetic. You don't know which part of your gift is doing the deed for you. Therefore, you don't know how to make it better. Therefore, you don't know how to fix your weaknesses. You have to understand that when you become a music artist, that is the thing that you have to cultivate. Magnetism. Because you have to learn how to have crowd control. Influence is the hottest commodity that you can have right now. Okay? So, Michael Jackson, people lean in. This is why Michael Jackson didn't really have a high-pitched voice. He just talked high-pitched. 50 Cent is a very big guy, but he talks soft because he's a cat. He's psychological. He understood that if I talk softer, it's going to force people to lean in and want to hear what I have to say. What did you say? Most people, when they're talking, they don't even, if they didn't hear you, they just like, oh yeah. But when you're whispering in your song, what did you say? They lean in. People lean in. They wait. They start paying attention involuntary. So that's why I say if people ignore you when you speak or they speak over you, it's because something about your body language, something about your identity makes you easily ignored. Like, I'm sorry, So, Michael Jackson mastered this. He stood still, completely still, at the Super Bowl, and the world screamed for him without him moving a muscle. Do you know what that did? That separated him from everybody the fuck else. Nigga ain't even sing a song, people were already fainting. Different. And you know another thing too? Michael Jackson knew not to always put himself out there directly. He put himself out there subconsciously by having other people talk about him through magazines, tabloids. You have to understand, Michael Jackson actually put some of them stories out himself, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Okay? Jordan used silence to break opponents mentally. Kobe used it to make his teammates self-correct. So what Kobe would do is everybody wanted Kobe's validation, right? And if you didn't do the work, he ignored you and acted like you didn't exist. You know what that made other people do? That made people fight to be seen. It made people fight to be validated by Kobe. Because when you are quieter, it makes your words more expensive. A calm, silent presence makes others aware of their own instability. Psychologically, tension is influence. If you can hold tension without fidgeting, shrinking, or rushing, you become the dominant signal in the room. Silence tells people, I'm not afraid of your judgment. I'm not performing for you. I'm in command of myself. Okay? This is emotional authority. Magnetic people talk only when the words add weight. Some people talk to soothe themselves. Silence tells people, I'm not afraid of your judgment. This is emotional authority. Most people talk to escape themselves. Magnetic people talk only when the words add weight. Tension creates 3 effects. It raises your value. People instinctively assume that anyone who doesn't rush must have inner abundance. It activates curiosity. Your silence becomes a message. What is going on inside of them? Why do they feel like this? And what you have to understand is that when you're quiet, people will fight harder to get you to speak because it's like, oh, I'm the one that opened them up. Watch. When people feel like they don't get you to speak, they will fight to get your validation because it's like, I got everybody else validation, but I don't know if you fuck with me. So now I need to force you to speak so I can see if you fuck with me. But ask yourself, do you know how powerful you are to have somebody literally go out their way to see if you fuck with them? You know what I'm saying? So it creates psychological gravity. The room reorganizes around the person who can hold tension the longest. Slow movements, slow speech, long pauses. That is the body language of someone who listens to their own inner world first. When you combine silence with coherent energy and steady eye contact, you become unforgettable. Michael Jackson was a very quiet person, soft-spoken person, but he was very loud and he was felt by millions. So that goes to tell you that being the loudest in the room does not make you the most magnetic, okay? And here's something else I want to tell you. If this is something that you want to master in your life, and you know you're tired of not being seen, not being heard, not being appreciated, not being loved, not being admired, it's okay to want to be admired. A lot of y'all have gifts that are not being seen because you don't know how to be seen. Some of y'all, you say you want to be seen, but your insecurity runs so high that when it's time for you to be seen, you self-sabotage. And that's what I want to help you with. So what I want you to do is, if you're willing to invest into yourself, and bitch, it's not a lot. It's really not. What I would do is $50.28. 5 plus 28 is 33. Everything I do is very intentional. It's $50.28. DM me if you want to learn. Do not DM me and don't waste my time. Okay? DM me right now and say, I need it. I need it. And guess what? And if you don't want to invest, you just got so much information that if you aren't different after this live, or if you're not thinking different, then at that point, you just want to be a loser. I gave you more than enough information for free that even if your broke ass can't afford $50.28, your ass should still have enough to make some change. Bitch. All right? I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to me on YouTube. And like I said, DM me to join. Okay? Oh, last thing before we go. I want to tell you guys, I want to talk to you guys about what makes your birthday magnetic. Okay? So before we go, I want to tell you guys what makes your birthday magnetic. And all you have to do, I'm going to tell you, all you have to do is send the money gun or a galaxy. On TikTok, if you're on YouTube, just super chat. Super chat whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Super chat whatever. I don't care. Okay? Put a galaxy. Y'all broke ass niggas trying to send me a rose, nigga. Y'all think I don't know. A rose is like 0.1 cent. No. You gotta send a galaxy, or you gotta send a money counting machine. Okay? The money spraying machine. Alright? Somebody said a kid trying to make $1. I don't have to make $1. Bitch. $1 always finds me. That's the difference. Y'all think y'all gotta make money. I am money. And guess what? Like attracts like. That's the difference. I don't make money. I am the frequency of money. Fuck is y'all talking about? Like, y'all see the difference in thoughts? All right? So go ahead, comment your birthday and drop whoever donates this, whoever does this little money gun or galaxy or whatever, I'll tell you about your birthday. Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Okay? And somebody said 99 cents. I don't give a fuck. What's your birthday? Jemiah, you didn't even put your birthday. See? You didn't even put your birthday. You didn't even put your birthday. D. I already know your birthday. What makes you magnetic is how you spin the bag. And what makes you magnetic is the way that you think. Also, the thing that makes you magnetic, you are born the year of the cat. So what makes you magnetic is how psychological you are, how you view things. So the way that you think, the knowledge that you have, and also another thing that makes you magnetic is the space that you take from people. People fall in love with you not when you're in front of them, it's when you're away from them. Remember that. That's game. Sim. I saw Sim. Sim sent the money. July 20th, 1992. So, what makes you magnetic is, number one, the people that you hang around, because your environment plays a big part. So, a lot of times, the people that you are around, they either make or break you. But what really makes you magnetic is your femininity and your ability to feel deeply. Your emotions. Also, you being an 11, because you're born on the 20th, you need to work out a lot. So that body, yaddy. Fuck is you talking about? Okay? All right? Fuck is you talking about? That body, yaddy, baby. Okay? All right? Who's next? Also, another thing, if you join the mystery school, I'll also tell you. You just have to let me know when you join the mystery school. So if you joined the mystery school, or you, okay, hold on, Tracy, Planet, okay, so we got Millionaire Mindset, we got Planet and Tracy. Give me y'all birthdays. Millionaire Mindset and Tracy. Tracy, what makes you magnetic is how kind you are. You have to be soft. You shouldn't be aggressive. Also, what makes you magnetic is your gift of gab. You know how to talk yourself into anything. It's that mouth. that mouth, your voice, your comedy makes you magnetic. Planet, where's Planet? 3/7/2001. Planet, you have very interesting eyes. Let me tell you what takes away from your magnetism. You are overly aggressive. You are too defensive. You argue way too much. That's the fucking shit that take away from your magnetism. So what I would tell you is ease that aggression. Like, you too opinionated sometimes. All right. Another thing I would say too is what makes you aggressive is the way that you think. You're very occult like, but all that paranoia fucks with you in your eyes. Your eyes. Okay. The way that you think, you just be knowing shit without knowing shit. Okay, so China, 12/23, what makes you attractive is how honorable you are. And also, you're born on the 23rd. So your sexual energy actually makes you very attractive. Your look, your aesthetic makes you very attractive. So learn how to use aesthetics and travel. Every time you travel, you become more attractive. Every time you're in movement, and also health and wellness is what makes you attractive. Your sexual energy is what makes you attractive. Okay? How do I sign up? You DM me. You DM me, or it's in my TikTok. Hold on, let me put it. Somebody said, bro, get a life. Go touch some grass, bro. I make more money than you. Please, your opinion means nothing. Thank you. That's all you got to do. Your opinion means nothing to me. Anyways. And you're commenting. Like, do you understand how low it looks? Like, you're commenting on my video. Like, you're in my room, my channel. That's sad. You could be doing anything else. Like, you could literally be giving yourself pleasure and whamming yourself right now. But instead, you're deciding, like, come on. All right? So, the next one was Deontay 10 and Coco and Autumn and Akun. Okay, damn, fuck. So Akun. Okay, Akun. What makes you very attractive is your sexual energy. It's gotten you in trouble. It's also, you know how to manipulate. Also, what makes you attractive is you are able to be very organized.
Shut up and take my money.
What the fuck was that? Oh, that was a super chat. Oh my God. All right, sorry. So, fuck. What makes you attractive is your sexual energy. I'm born on the 23rd. Wait, wrong person. Fuck. I just got lost with that shit. Okay, hold on. 22. What makes you attractive is your ability to build people up and tear them down. Okay? You are very structured. So your organization, not when it gets into OCD, but your organization, also your body, you're able to really be built. Okay? Autumn, I'm looking for your birthday, Autumn. And Coco, I'm looking for your birthday, Coco. 3/1/1998. What makes you attractive, Coco, is your youth. You look very young. Also, you're very hardworking. But what I want you to understand is that you're born the year of the tiger. So you're very playful. You're very funny. Another thing I want to say, what makes you very attractive is your leadership ability. Okay? So the next one was Autumn. I'm looking for Autumn. Or today is my birthday. Please give me a small shout out. Shout out Prince. 11/11. Very special birthday. You're an old soul, my love. Sending you so much love. Okay? Happy birthday. Autumn, August 17, 2004. Oh, bitch. The only thing that, not the only thing, but the one thing that makes you attractive is that mignon. It's the money and how you think. Money. Money. August 7th, money. That's it, baby. Get some money. Get some money. Bag talk. You don't even need to talk. Just drop the money. You feel me? Who's next? Let me see. Who's next? Who else? Remember, in order for me to tell you about your birthday, you have to send the money gun, you have to send a galaxy, or you have to send a super chat. Tenchi sent 11/4/1994. What makes you very attractive is, number one, you're very emotional. You're born the year of the dog, so you love kids. But what makes you attractive is, number one, how hard you work. So I already know Capricorns love your ass because they love how hard you work, right? And then what I wanted to tell you too, what makes you very attractive is how much you care about people. You literally sacrifice yourself for other people. You have to be careful of that though, because if you do it too much, it'll actually make you look weak. Okay? So, but how deeply you feel for people really makes you attractive. Another thing I want to say too is you're an 11 life path, I think. Let me make sure. 11. And guess what, guys? If you guys want a full reading, if you guys want to like actually book a one-on-one with me, you guys can also DM me, because trust me, 11 plus 4 plus. Yep, you're an 11 life path. Your emotions, baby. Your emotions is what the way you feel for people. Okay, all right. Deontay, January 26, 2004. Money. But what fucks you up is you really be in your head, and the people that you hang around really be fucking you up because you get into trouble. You're very easily, like, what fucks you up is the fact that you be too much of a follower sometimes. That's what fucks you up. You get too much in your head sometimes. It's like you're an actor, but you keep looking into the camera. It fucks up the aura. Tamila, 423. What makes you attractive is literally your looks and how you think. So being born on the 23rd, you are the number of good looks and sexual energy. Millionaire mindset, girly. Where are you at? Millionaire mindset, girly. I didn't see your gift. I didn't see your gift. You didn't give. I don't recall you gifting. Okay? So yeah, your good looks, and also being born in 1987, you have these very intense eyes. Okay? So your eye contact also. All right? Okay? Amara, you didn't send your birthday. Amara, I need your birthday. All right? So I'm gonna be doing my first class on the mystery school on 11/22. Okay, on 11/22, November 22nd, I am doing my first class live on the mystery school. Be there or be square, ho. What are you talking about? All right. I love you guys. I love.